Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 620.
I'm gonna live the rich life, full and best life. So if y'all know what I mean, put your hands up and declare with me. Yeah, I'm full of it. I'm gonna live the good life, beautiful and glorious life.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about why home flipping returns are the lowest in 8 years. And I'm going to share with you an article that I found that talks more about this. But first, I just want to share my own experience with you. This was years and years ago, but I was doing some home flipping with partners. And so I have some experience in terms of what it's like to be in that as a business and what can happen. You see, home flipping can be really great when you have a recession or something like that and home prices are low because obviously there's lots of potential there. And when home prices are rising while you're flipping the house or while you're rehabbing the house and remodeling it, it definitely works in your favor. As prices are rising, you're fixing up the house, and by the time you put it on the market, both the fact that you were able to get a good deal on it, manage the costs well, and then home prices went up, all are working in your favor. But what happens when home prices aren't going up? Or what happens when you can't buy a house at a good deal? Because, well, the good deals are pretty much gone. And what happens when the price of the materials that you're using are also rising while you're remodeling the home? Well, all of those things can work against you and can narrow the profitability of a flip. So let's listen to this article and see what they're reporting in terms of what's going on in the market for flipping homes. This comes to us from CNBC.com, and it was written by Diana Olick. And it says, "It's getting harder to be a home flipper. As easy as it might seem on reality television shows, the math is now trickier thanks to a housing market loaded with roadblocks. Home prices are high, supply of homes for sale is low, and the cost of renovation materials is rising." Investors flipped 59,876 single-family homes and condominiums in the second quarter of this year, down just over 5% compared with the same period a year ago, according to Attain Data Solutions. It defines a flip as a home bought and sold within a 12-month period. The average gross profit on a flip was $62,700, which translated into a 39.9% return on investment after renovation and carrying costs. That is down from 40.9% gross flipping return in the first quarter of this year and a 44.4% return in the second quarter of 2018. Returns have been falling for 6 straight quarters and are now at the lowest level since the end of 2011. Home flipping keeps getting less and less profitable, which is another marker that the post-recession housing boom is softening or may be becoming to an end, said Todd Teta, Chief Product Officer at Attain Data Solutions. Flipping houses is still a good business to be in, and profits are healthy in most parts of the country. But push and pull forces in the housing market appear to be working less and less in investors' favor, he said. The supply of homes for sale, especially lower-priced homes, has remained extremely low for several years. Overall supply is down 2% annually, according to the latest reading from the National Association of Realtors. That is causing annual price increases to swell again after cooling a bit earlier this year. The house flippers are looking for that deep discounted price, foreclosure properties, but now distressed property sales are minuscule in the marketplace, so it's much tougher for people who are just purchasing and looking to flip in the next few months, said Lawrence Yun, chief economist for the Realtors. On the bright side, mortgage rates are quite low. They began falling in May and moved sharply lower in August. Not surprisingly, more money is going into flipping loans, especially with higher home prices. Home flip lending volume was up 31% annually to a 13-year high in the second quarter of this year, according to Adam. The total dollar volume of financed home flip purchases was $8.4 billion. About 41% of investors used a mortgage to buy their properties, up slightly for the quarter, but down from nearly 46% a year ago. During the last housing boom, which precipitated the financial crisis, faulty mortgages fueled a flipping frenzy. Today, lending is more restrained, especially for investors. I think the lenders are clearly aware they want to get return on their mortgage lending as well, said Yoon. So given the price increases with less chance of price declines given the housing shortage, I think it's a little safer environment. As with everything else in real estate, flipping returns vary by location. Investors are as much as doubling their money in Pittsburgh, Augusta, Georgia, Cleveland, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Buffalo, New York. On the flip side, investors are struggling in markets like Raleigh, North Carolina, Las Vegas, Phoenix, San Antonio, and San Francisco. End of article. Well, I think it just shows that it is getting a bit tougher, but again, not all markets are the same. Some markets you still can find bargains, and there are foreclosures out there. I've seen them on Zillow. They still do exist, so there are homes in trouble that some people can buy at a discount, and that's what home flippers look for. So it sounds like the margins are getting a bit compressed, down roughly 4 to 5% from a year ago, and that makes it tough because even though it sounds like there's a lot of profit in the flip, don't forget you have to pay the realtor commission, you have to pay closing costs, you have a lot of expenses that can get out of control if you don't manage them properly. So although it sounds like there's still a lot of profitability, that can shrink very, very quickly. So even a 5% decline is really reducing returns. I will attach a link to this article in the show notes so you can take a look at it. And if you haven't already subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be updated as soon as new podcasts are available so you don't miss a one of them. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.